Hello, all you big, beautiful brains out there. Today, we're going to talk about expectancy theory. Before we get started, take a minute to subscribe to Psy vs. Psy. Help out your friendly neighborhood psychologist while I tell you all about why expectancy theory explains a lot of what we do. Imagine your brain is like a little decision-making CEO. Every time you decide whether to do something, like go to the gym, wear a different shirt, or watch another episode, that CEO runs a quick cost-benefit analysis. That is motivation. But not just any motivation. That's expectancy theory. Expectancy theory explains why people choose one behavior over another. You can think of that mini CEO seeing it like this. Motivation equals expectancy times instrumentality times valence. Let's break down what that means. Expectancy is, can I do this? Does my effort actually lead to performance? Instrumentality is, if I do this, will I get something? Does behavior performance lead to some kind of a reward? Valence is, do I care about that reward? So is that reward really even valuable to you? If any of those components are zero or low, boom, motivation tanks. So you might work really hard, high expectancy, but if you don't think you'll get a reward, low instrumentality, or you don't really even care about that reward, low valence, your internal CEO says, let's just do something else instead. This theory was first introduced by Victor Vroom in 1964. Vroom was a psychologist and a management theorist, and he was studying motivation in the workplace. And he noticed something important. People don't just work harder because more effort should lead to better performance. They work harder because they believe that it will. Before Vroom, many theories assumed motivation was a matter of instinct, or maybe just simple rewards. Vroom flipped the script, saying it's cognitive, calculated, and really deeply personal. After Vroom introduced expectancy theory, two heavy hitters stepped up to refinement, Porter and Lawler. In 1968, they published Managerial Attitudes and Performance. And this is where things really get interesting. They said, hold on, motivation isn't just a neat multiplication formula. It's more of a dynamic system. Instead of a straight line, like effort, performance, reward, satisfaction, instead they proposed a web of relationships. And here's how that web actually works. First, effort doesn't automatically create performance. Performance can also depend on other things, like a person's abilities, their skills, their role clarity, like do they actually understand what good performance looks like. So already, an equation isn't simple. Two people can try equally hard, but perform very differently. Second, performance leads to rewards, but those rewards are of two different types. Intrinsic rewards, so things like pride, a sense of accomplishment, growth, or extrinsic rewards, things like your pay, your bonus, your promotion. And here's the twist. It's not just the reward itself that creates satisfaction. It's whether the reward feels equitable. So now, fairness enters that web. If I perform well and get rewarded fairly, satisfaction will increase. If I perform well and feel under-rewarded, dissatisfaction increases. And that dissatisfaction feeds back into my future motivation. So instead of a straight arrow, we now have loops. Beliefs influence effort, effort and ability influence performance, performance influences rewards, and rewards filtered through perceived fairness influence satisfaction. Then that satisfaction feeds back into future expectancies. That's the web. Porter and Lawler essentially said, motivation isn't a moment, it's a cycle. And that insight made expectancy theory far more powerful, especially in organizational psychology, because now managers had tons more things to consider. Do employees have the skills? Do they understand the expectations? Are rewards clearly tied to performance? And do those rewards feel fair? Miss just one strand on the web and the whole system is weaker. If you've ever wondered why some employees stay motivated even with low pay, why others seem to lose steam despite big bonuses, or why people value some rewards more than others, expectancy theory explains it. Because motivation isn't universal, it's personal. Two people can get the same reward, and one is thrilled while the other yawns. That's valence at work. Expectancy theory teaches us that motivation is a calculation, and people run that math every day, all the time. It's not just about efforts, it's not just about rewards, it's about beliefs. What we think will happen and how much we care when it does. So the next time you're trying to motivate someone, even that little CEO inside of yourself, remember, make the path clear, make the reward real, and make the reward matter. If you want to know more about how to motivate your brain, make sure you subscribe to Sci vs. Sci so you can get all of our other videos and you can learn all about the science of psychology. Until next time, keep thinking, and I'll see y'all later. Bye! Oh, sorry. My little CEO was on a brain break.